Hei, tervetuloa. Welcome to our Karelia UAS Virtual Fair 2022. My name is Anastasia Korchinskaya and I will be your host tonight. Today we will give you an introduction to Karelia UAS. We will tell you about study possibilities, about our bachelor programs, application process, tuition fees and scholarship system. We will also talk about studying in North Karelia in Joensuu. Also, we will tell you about possibilities to study abroad, about exchange programs. And after that, you will have a possibility to ask your questions in our breakout rooms. The event will be recorded. The main part will last 1 hour and a half. So, we also have a chat box here where you can leave your comments and questions as well. And we will start our event with greetings from our rector and president, Dr. Petri Raivo.
My name is Petri Raivo. I am the president of Karelia University of Applied Sciences. Or you can just call me Petri, because here in Finland we all call everyone by their first name, regardless of the status or hierarchy. It is a part of the Finnish ease and cozy way of life. Friendliness, trust and horizontal democracy that I want to invite you to experience here in Finland. In many ways, Finland is one of the safest and most advanced countries in the world. Whether it is the transparency of society, freedom of the press, the functioning of the legal system, the status of women, or the coverage of education and literacy. We have once again been chosen in 2022 the happiest nation in the world. It's 5 times in a row. So make a wise decision and come to study in Finland. And if you come to Finland, come to us Karelia University of Applied Sciences at North Karelia, because here we have everything. A top-notch University of Applied Sciences, a vibrant but safe city of students with all services, and all this surrounded by outstanding and pure northern nature and its 4 seasons. Come and experience a warm and bright summer and a real snowy winter. Come and study with us to become the top expert. And if you enjoy yourself here, you can also stay here after your studies and build your future in the happiest country of the world. Welcome to study in Karelia.
Thank you, Petri, so much for your greetings. And next, I would like to introduce you my colleague and Karelia UAS alumna, Sofia Melishkova, who will tell you about studying in Joensuu, North Karelia.
Hi everyone, my name is Sofia Melishkova and I have studied the International Business Degree program at Karelia University of Applied Sciences and now I'm working here as a project coordinator. Karelia University of Applied Sciences was established in 1992 and it is located in Joensuu in North Karelia. Here you can get a chance to study bachelor's degree, master's degree, participate in open university, and also short courses and intensive programs. Karelia University of Applied Sciences offers 3 bachelor degree programs taught in English, which are international business, industrial management, and our brand new program, information and communication technology. Shortly about numbers, Karelia is a growing university society, and we have more than 4,000 students here and more than 300 staff members. Why you should choose North Karelia? Well, first of all, it is a very safe environment, and also it is innovation-driven society. And what is so important about it is that here you can experience various seasons and enjoy all of it. For example, we have a very wonderful, warm and colorful summer here. We have very beautiful and full of colors autumn, and also our winter is wonderful and full of snow. Joensuu is a student city indeed. As we say here, every 3rd person you meet on a street is a student. And indeed, here are 2 higher education institutions and also multiple colleges located. And what is so great about Joensuu is that all facilities are located very close to each other, and they can be easily reached by walk or by bike. As you can see, Karelia UAS campuses are located close to each other, and also they are very close to the city center, so they can be easily reached by bicycle. If you want to learn more about Karelia campuses, you can follow our Instagram account Karelia International Studies, where our student ambassadors tell about their experience of studying at Karelia and also share some of their insights. Every student in Joensuu has a possibility to get a student flat. They can get either a shared flat or a studio at a very, very affordable prices. It's important to keep in mind that such flats are almost always unfurnished. And every building has its own laundry room, storage place, and as you might know, going to a sauna is a very important part of Finnish culture. And it is a well-known fact that there are more saunas here than cars. And if you would like to try out this custom yourself, there is always a sauna in a building, so you can have a chance to join and experience Finnish sauna yourself. When it comes to student lunches, at the university, you can get one at a very affordable price. There is multiple of choices for you. And in addition to the main course, you can select a variety of salads, bread, drinks, and enjoy it during breaks between classes. So, what to do in Joensuu after your classes finish? Well, here Joensuu has multiple of events arranged in the city. Also, our student unions do arrange different activities. We're gonna talk about them later. And there are several conferences and exhibitions arranged here. First of all, the most awaited event during the entire year in Joensuu is Eilasari Rock Festival. And here a student can not only buy a ticket and participate, but also join as a volunteer and get a chance to listen to his or her own favorite bands during the event and enjoy this atmosphere of the event. Additionally, a very important part of Finnish culture is doing sports. We are very active here. And the nice feature about Joensuu is that it is located close to Karelia National Park, where you can do hiking, downhill skiing, snowboarding, and all possible other activities. In addition to that, there is a possibility to do sports within the university. For example, we have a very nice and modern gym here at Karelia University of Applied Sciences on one of our campuses. In addition to that, if you are a real sports fan, you can join our Suketta sports organization. With an affordable price, you can get access to multiple sports classes and also to gyms. I'm a member of student union Suketta Sports as well, and my favorite classes are yoga, dance classes, and I hope that you will find your own favorite class yourself. Here you can see some of the pictures that our students have taken while doing sports here in Joensuu and in North Karelia. As for the student organizations, our student union POKA arranges various competitions, games, parties and quests for all students at Karelia University of Applied Sciences. If you want to learn more about Student Union POKA, you can send them an email, you can follow them on social media and also visit their website. So now, when we have discussed all the various possibilities here in Joensuu, let's have a look how much does it cost. As you can see, rent, internet, bus card, food and leisure activities all together are about 500 euros per month. Affordable, isn't it? Yeah, so I think that every student who comes to study here at Joensuu has a very wonderful experience and they can enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching and I hope I will see you next year.
Thank you so much, Sofia, for your inspiring presentation. And now we have something special for you. We have invited our guests to tell you more about our bachelor programs. So I would like to introduce to you Riikka Kaasinen, Ulla Assikainen and Radu Mariescu Istodor. And they will tell you more about our study programs. And also my colleague Sinituli Saaristo, who will interview them.
Everyone, my name is Sinituli Saaristo and I work here at Karelia University of Applied Sciences as an international student recruitment coordinator and a project manager. So maybe we can start with a round of introduction.
Hello, my name is Riikka Kaasinen and I'm the Study Council of International Business Program.
Hello, my name is Ulla Assikainen. I'm head of the education for international business and industrial management.
And I'm Radu Mariescu Istodor. I teach computer science.
Okay, so maybe we can start with our longest running international degree program, International Business. So Riikka, could you please tell us about the program? How long it is, the study program and how many credits?
Yes, so the degree that the students get when they graduate is Bachelor of Business Administration and the abbreviation is BBA. And the studies last usually 3.5 years, but students can graduate faster if they use the summer semesters. And the credits is 210 European credits.
Can you tell us also a little bit more about the subjects and the study plan of the program? For example, the majors and minors and complementary studies.
So in our degree program, our students specialize in international business, international marketing, and also consumer or customer competence especially. So these are the main focus areas, but of course they study finance, sales, communication, languages, and so on. And in complementary studies, those are studies that our students can choose themselves. So part of the degree, they can choose themselves what they want to focus. So they can use those studies, internship and thesis to specialize in a topic that they are really interested in, and we can support the students in that.
Yeah, great. What about the career opportunities of this program? Can you give us some examples?
So students, when they graduate, usually they start working in junior or entry-level positions in sales, for example, a sales coordinator or marketing coordinator assistant. And as they get more experience, then they usually move to managerial positions.
Thank you. So let's move on to our second English taught program, Industrial Management. So Ulla, can you tell us about the program?
Yes, we started 2020 and we developed the program very close cooperation with the local companies and partners. And we also make a very profound analysis inside our own university of our resources and even some threats we recognized can be in the implementation. And the program it lasts 4 years, and it's a Bachelor of Engineering. So shortly.
Yeah. What about the majors and minors in the program?
The focus idea is the combination of technology, business and digital transformation. And we have core competencies, I remember right, 210 ECTS, and which are mainly deal with this kind of focus area. But of course we have languages, mathematics, physics, etc., lean, quality management, and those sort of subjects. And the students, they can specialize, for example, operation excellencies in the future, or they can go abroad and choose some courses or do their internship in our partner university in Europe, for example.
Great. Are they good career opportunities in the future?
Yes, I think so. Of course, we have none graduates so far because we started 2020. So, but we see that, for example, the combination of these three sectors, as I mentioned before, sort of offer very good opportunities for the future talents who will graduate from the program. For example, we have identified, for example, sales engineer, production engineer, lean specialist, quality engineer, etc. At least those.
Thank you, Ulla. And let's move on to our newest English taught program, Information and Communication Technology. So Radu, can you tell us about the program?
Sure. It's an engineering degree program. It's 240 credits, so that typically means about 4 years of full-time study. The core topics are 180 credits, and these include typical things for an engineering program, like algorithms, data structures, various programming courses. But then we have 2 specializations which are optional. People have to choose which ones they want, and those are the intelligent automation and software engineering.
Yeah. So you already told a little bit about the majors and minors. What about some kind of a complementary studies?
Well, these are complementary studies, the ones in these 2 specializations, but of course there are also the electives. There are things that students can choose outside of our course offering. They could be things that are interesting to them. For example, maybe they want to become entrepreneurs and they want to enhance their skills in that direction as well.
Great. And the career opportunities of this program?
There are quite many, I think. Well, first of all, the programming jobs. There are so many of them nowadays with different particularities. And because of our specializations, you have also these possibilities to become an AI developer or a software engineer. In time, you can become a systems architect and maybe even a manager or a CEO when the time comes.
Yeah, sounds great. Then I have some questions for all of you. So when you think about Finland and think about other universities of applied sciences, how are our degree programs different from the other ones?
This is a very difficult question because I think in Finland we have very good education overall, but teaching, our teachers, we value a lot. Not our teachers, they have very high education, they are all qualified teachers and they work on developing their teaching methods all the time. And of course we continuously update our curriculum, teachers update their courses, the contents, so it's the latest theory is always taught in classes. So in that sense, the teaching, I think it's very, very good. And we are quite small university, so we get to know our students well because we have about 40-50 new students every year. So we get to know their names, and as time goes by, their dreams regarding career, and also that students get to know us. So collaboration is more, how to say, comfortable many times. And one last thing, as a study council, I would say we offer support to students in their study planning and their career planning, but also if there are some issues in personal life or well-being and that kind of thing. So I think those three things.
Ulla, would you like to add something?
Yeah, maybe I start with the student counseling. I think this system at our university is really unique, and we really have good results, because we have so good people working for this and very good system in the whole university. And of course all our programs are very multidisciplinary because we are a small university. We really need to cooperate inside the program and also between the programs. And maybe also that we really also put resources to Finnish language skills, and the students could stay with us. And this means that we also cooperate very tightly with the local companies and partners.
Radu?
Well, much has been said already, but I want to emphasize this cooperation with the local companies, because our idea is that students are going to have these competencies that the companies want. So basically job offerings will match very well our students' capabilities at the end of their studies.
One important part of our studies are the traineeships. So we get a lot of questions that how the students are supported to find the right traineeship placement.
So in international business program, internship is about 5 months, and a student is responsible for finding the internship. But of course, we offer support in many different ways. We, in several of our communication courses and also career development courses, we work on CVs, identifying competencies, preparing the documents, and then we have also courses, additional courses on job searching skills that students can take. And we have also our career services that can give individual tailored guidance in documentation, preparing for interviews, locating companies to contact. And then we have also a recruitment fair on campus every semester where we invite local companies and students can go pitching for internships and so on. So many ways.
Yeah, and again, I think I would emphasize the importance of the Finnish language and the Finnish working culture. And also we really guide and support the students to get the job, to hire the placement and to write down their application, etc. So that is very important. It's not very easy. And we also try to support also the companies to get the first international trainee. And we have, for example, one development project where we are piloting, for example, this kind of tandem internship, for example. I think we are on a good way.
Would you like to add something?
No, I think everything
was said. And lastly, what would you say to our applicants or people watching this, why they should apply to Karelia, and especially to your program?
So I thought that I'm not the right person to say that, so I asked my international business students that what should I say when I come to this fair, and I really liked the answers. They were talking about the multicultural study environment. There are students from many countries, teachers as well, and they liked the relationship with teachers. They found the teachers supportive and it was easy to talk with them. They find teachers are professional, experts in their fields, and that our study plan is flexible, so if they're interested in certain topics, we can always try to include that topic in the studies, and that the theory is always, what you learn theory in classes, it's always in somehow applied to practice. So that is the whole point of theory and practice together, so they seem to like that very much. And also this counseling came up, so that they get support in their study planning, but also if there is something in personal life going on, they can get support from us.
What about?
I think Riikka mentioned all the most important issues. But of course, again, we want to emphasize the kind of the cooperation with the local and with the international companies as well, just to get the students to stay here with us, not only for the studies, but also for the working life. And that's our final goal, I would say. And that's what we work very hard together. Yep.
And I have, Radu, also one extra question for you. You have been an international student yourself. So why students should choose ICT program and why they should choose Finland and Joensuu?
Well, yes, I think that Finland was, in my case, a particularly good choice. I found it surprisingly easy to manage here with English language in the IT sector, and I really like what Finland has to offer, especially in the nature aspect. There are a lot of opportunities here to do outdoor activities like hiking, cycling, cross-country skiing, and other winter activities. And of course, IT is important and well developed in Finland, and there are many local companies that work in collaboration with us. So it's possible to find a job and internship here during your studies, and of course to continue after the studies as well.
Maybe one more remark after you, and really vote for you and your ideas, Radu, as well. But so because all these programs, what we are now talking about, they are really much interlinked with the local companies, and we have a lot of enterprises which are connected with, and so I think it will be easy to get the job here. Yeah. So please choose us. Yeah.
Yeah. Apply to Karelia.
Yep.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear colleagues, for your time, and I hope this discussion was very, very informative and useful for our guests. And I would like to add that you, our dear guests, have an opportunity to meet Radu, Ulla and Riikka in our breakout rooms. But now we have a very important part about application process, and the person responsible for application processes, tuition fees and scholarship program is my colleague Auli Karjalainen, who is working in Karelia at Karelia as admission coordinator. So Auli, the stage is yours. Please welcome.
Hello, and good evening or good afternoon from my part as well. So now I'm going to tell you a few words about the application process, our scholarships and tuition fees, as Anastasia mentioned. First of all, when to apply to our programs. The application period takes place in January for English conducted programs. If you're interested in applying to our programs conducted in Finnish, then the application period for you is in March. And if needed, we will arrange an additional application period in July, August 2023. Please visit our website, karelia.fi/admission, to receive detailed information about the application periods. As you heard previously, we have 3 programs in English available in January's application period. We have 2 engineering programs and 1 business program. You can apply to these programs in the joint application in January. And in the same application form, you can apply to all the Finnish universities of applied sciences and traditional universities. In this slide, you can see links to our website. So once you visit our website, you will see detailed information of each of our programs. And as an example, there is the upper part of the industrial management's webpage. In this light green box, you will find a lot of useful information, such as the name of the degree, the extent of the program, and the location where the studies will be taking place, and so on. Also, there is information about the student selection methods, which are very important information for you as an applicant. Please click the links, read more about the entrance examination and student admission criteria, or read more about applying, so then you will receive further information on those subjects. If you want to know more about the studies itself, please click the curriculum, and then you can see the detailed information about the structure of the studies and the course information. Last but not least, you can see the yellowish box, Applying Study Info. During the application period in January, it is very easy when you click that yellow box. You can fill in the application form by accessing this yellow box. Then about applying. First of all, you must apply during the application period. Application period begins on 4th of January and ends on 18th of January at 3 p.m. at Finnish time. Please fill in the application form on time. Don't leave it for the last hour of the application period. In the application form, you will be asked your personal information and information on your educational background. It is important that you use your personal email address when filling in the application form. Don't use your friend's email address or your mother's email address, but your personal own one. If you don't have one by now, please create one, you will need it. In the application form, you can choose up to 6 programs, and there is no order of preference of your choices in the application form. Please note that only 1 application per person is allowed. Application and filling the application form is free of charge. You don't have to pay for anything for that. And after you have submitted the application, you will receive a confirmation email. You can apply with a foreign qualification that provides an eligibility for higher educational studies in the awarding country. It can be, for example, an upper secondary education, matriculation examination, or of course, if you have completed a bachelor's degree or master's degree previously, you can use those when applying to Karelia University of Applied Sciences. After the application period, you have 1 week time to attach compulsory attachments to your application form. So by 25th of January at 3 p.m., you must enclose copies of your educational certificates and official translations of the documents, either in English, Finnish, or Swedish, and also a copy of your passport. The copy of the passport is very important. Then, how the students are selected to our programs. After filling the application form, students selected in the International Business and Industrial Management have gone through one of these methods. So there are 3 ways to be accepted: International USA exam, SAT test, or certificate-based student selection. International USA exam is a joint digital entrance examination of Finnish Universities of Applied Sciences. It contains 2 phases, which are both conducted online. Written examination, which will be held on 8th of February, and then group interviews in March. The final student selection is made on the basis of written exam and group interview. Both phases must be passed. So when selecting your programs that you wish to apply to, please check on the student admission criteria if the program is using the International USA exam. Because it is possible that you will take only 1 exam and the result will be valid for all of your options. But that is something that you must check always from the admission criteria. And in the International USA exam, there is no pre-reading material or pre-assignment. In the slide, you can see a description of the International USA exam. For instance, if you're applying to International Business Program to our university, you will take an exam and there will be questions about reasoning skills, English language skills, and mathematical skills. If you're applying to Industrial Management Program, in addition to these 3 sections, there will be also questions about advanced mathematical skills. Another way to select students is based on the SAT test results. First of all, you must answer the yes to the SAT question in the application form. And then you must make sure that we will receive your SAT test results by 3rd of April 2023. Our designated institutional code for SAT test is 7782. Please share this information to College Board so that we will receive your results on time. And about the point requirements for the evidence-based reading and writing section, we require 500 points at the minimum, and for the mathematical section, the minimum requirement is also 500 points. The lowest accepted SAT test result is 1,000 points. We are also using the certificate-based student selection in International Business and Industrial Management programs. Certificate-based selection based on matricular examination can be a Finnish one, or then European Baccalaureate, International Baccalaureate, or a German RB or DIA diploma. Also, there is a vocational certificate-based student selection for vocational degrees completed in Finland after 1st of August 2015. So these student selection methods were for the programs of International Business and Industrial Management. But then for our ICT program, there is a different way of selecting students. We are going to hold an online course, an interview, and students are selected based on their success in those sections. Online course will be held right after the application period in January and February, and the interviews will be held in March. There is a course book requirement for the online course, and you will see further information about the book itself from our website by using the links that I was explaining or presenting earlier. Then about publishing the results. We will start publishing the results in April already. And when the results are published, you can be accepted to several programs. But please note that you can accept only one study place in the degree leading higher education starting in autumn 2023. So when the results are published, please take some time to make the decision carefully that in which degree program you wish to study in the next autumn. Because the acceptance of the study place is a binding decision and it cannot be changed afterwards. Then some words about the tuition fees and scholarships. Tuition fees are charged from the students coming outside of EU or European Economic Area. There can be some exceptions from paying the tuition fees. For instance, if you have a residence permit, a permanent residence permit in Finland. Our fees are mentioned in the slide. So for the International Business Program and Industrial Management Program, the tuition fee is 9,000 euros per academic year. And for the Information and Communication Technology Program, the tuition fee is 10,000 euros per academic year. And since we charge the tuition fees, we also provide scholarships to support the students. In the slide, you can see the charge of the tuition fees and scholarships. In the first, you can see the tuition fee, and in the middle, there is the section where you can see the tuition fee with the scholarship, and the prices are in euros. And on the last and the third part of the document is the scholarship criteria, which will be used in 2023. Please visit our website at karelia.fi/tuition fees. You can receive further information there, and of course you can always contact us later on. In addition, we are offering an incentive scholarship of 500 euros, which will be awarded if the student achieves the Finnish proficiency level of B1 International Language Proficiency Test. Student can take the test once during the studies, and the costs are funded by Karelia University of Applied Sciences. Further information of this will be provided to the accepted students in the beginning of the studies. And that was all from my part, I think. If you have any questions, as I said, please feel free to contact us. You can see our email address, and of course you can call to us as well. Please visit our website. You can see and read further information from there. And also look forward to meeting you in the breakout rooms after the discussions.
Thank you so much, Auli, for your presentation, and I believe that it is extremely important to our guests. And by the way, if you have, I know you have a lot of questions about application processes, and after the main session you may join our breakout room where Auli will answer all your questions you have. And the next part is very interesting because next we will talk about possibilities to study abroad. And even though we invite you to study in Finland, we would like to propose you some opportunities to do exchange studies abroad. And my colleague, Antonia Stavridou, international officer, will tell you more about these possibilities. Antonia, please, the stage is yours. Welcome.
Welcome from my side. I'm Antonia, and as Anastasia mentioned, I work at the International Office of Karelia UAS, and I'm here to talk to you about the exchange possibilities you have during your studies here at Karelia. First of all, let me start by saying that Karelia is a very international organization. We have about 200 partnerships all around the world. At the moment, we are also part of the Invest European University Alliance, which is a network of European universities. And among their activities is to also create study specializations and winter and summer schools in the partner universities of the Invest Alliance. And as an exchange and as a degree student, you are very welcome to participate in these opportunities as well. Furthermore, we have a lot of visiting teachers from all over the world, so you can participate, for example, in an intensive study week program or in lectures from visiting teachers. Some statistical information about our exchange programs. We have around 100 incoming exchange students and about 120 outgoing exchange students. Of course, those numbers were a bit lower during the pandemic period, but steadily and slowly we're getting back to those numbers again. Now, why should you go on an exchange? Besides the personal growth that you will gain while you are abroad, you will get a deeper and broader understanding and a different perspective in your study field, which is very important. You will also make important networks, which will be very useful in the future in your career, and you will have better employment opportunities. What's very important to underline is that your study abroad or your traineeship abroad is not going to delay your graduation, so you will receive credits that will go towards your degree at Karelia. Now, about the types of exchange, you can have a study exchange abroad in one of the partner universities for a semester or one academic year. You can also do a practical traineeship anywhere in a foreign organization, anywhere around the world, from 2 to 12 months. And then we have the short-term exchanges, which can be intensive programs. It could be study visits or winter, summer schools, and they usually last for about 5 days and up to a month. Where can you go on exchange? As I already mentioned, we have partners all around the world. So we have partners in Europe, Asia, South America, Canada, and Africa. And each study field, it has its own possible exchange destinations. If you want to do a traineeship, you can go anywhere in the world, in any foreign organization, and we usually, in that case, encourage the student to find their traineeship themselves. But of course, you can get help from Karelia staff. For example, we can give you advice, or we can mention some of the traineeship places that our previous students went to do their practical training while abroad. Now, when can you go for your exchange? At the earliest, you can go during your second study year, or if it is a practical training, maybe there is a specific time slot in your study program. But we always recommend that you speak with the departmental coordinator of your own study field so you can find what is the best time to go on exchange according to your own schedule. Some information about the funding. When you go on exchange in one of our partner institutions, you don't have to pay double tuition fees, so you only pay tuition fees here at Karelia and you are exempted from tuition fees at the receiving institution. And about the funding, besides your own savings, Karelia supports its students. We are part of several funding projects. So if you go, for example, in Europe, you will most likely get Erasmus funding. If you go outside Europe, you will get free mover granting. And we always inform the students about all the funding possibilities. Sometimes it's also possible that local organizations offer funding for students who choose to go on exchange abroad. So we give advice on that as well. These are some examples of the grants. So for example, if you want to go to do a study exchange in Germany, the monthly grant is 490 euros. So if you were to go for 4 months, you would get 1,960 euro. But if you wanted to do a study exchange, let's say in South Korea, then for 1 semester, you would get 1,600 euro. A couple of notes to mention is that when you go on an exchange abroad, you will get a lot of assistance both from us and the partner university. So for example, the foreign university usually help students to find accommodation abroad, and even some traineeship place can give you a lot of advice on accommodation too. And if planning an exchange during your studies might seem like a big task, you can also decide to do it together with your friends so you can plan the exchange together. These are some student testimonials from previous exchange students. I'm not going to read through all of them because they're quite lengthy, but the majority of the students mentioned that they had a really nice time while abroad. They got several skills that will be important in their future working life. They got first-hand experience of what it is to work in their field of study. And of course, they made a lot of friends and networks. And that is all from me. Here is the contact information of the international office, so you can contact me and my colleague at mobility@karelia.fi. And if you have also further questions, you can chat with me during the breakout rooms. Thank you very much, and back to Anastasia.
Thank you, Antonia. This was very interesting, and I think if I were a student, I would probably go somewhere to study, and then of course come back to Joensuu. And let's move on. The next part is about our student experience, and our international student from International Business Program, Karelia-amk, will tell you about her traineeship placement, about how she was able to find it, and about her future plans and working possibilities. So, let's start.
Welcome, Karelia-amk. So maybe we can start with an introduction. So can you tell us who you are, where you're from, and what are you studying at Karelia?
I'm Karelia-amk. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm an international business student at Karelia University of Applied Sciences.
To start with, why did you choose Karelia University of Applied Sciences?
I chose Karelia University of Applied Sciences because the curriculum shows that students can work in different fields of business, and they can gain expertise to be able to work in global business.
As you know, as a part of our studies, everyone has to do a traineeship related to their studies in their field. Could you tell us about your experience of doing a traineeship in a local company here in Joensuu?
Okay. Presently, I work as a trainee at Arbonaut Limited, and before then, our teachers have already prepared us for the future. And the beautiful thing about Karelia University of Applied Sciences is that each student will work in cross-cultural teams to be able to carry out assignments, workshops, and different project works using real-life companies as case studies. And then when I found myself at Karelia University of Applied Science, at Arbonaut Limited, I was able to fit in perfectly. And the people there, my supervisors and my work colleagues, they have been very supportive, and they've been carrying me along and teaching me the things that I ought to know. So now I have developed in my intercommunication skills, my research skills, and my analytic skills. So now I'm a lot better than I used to be.
Great. So how did you find the traineeship placement? Was it hard, and did you get any support?
Well, for me, it wasn't really hard because it had gotten to a point in time where I felt that it was time for me to look for a place to for my internship training. And during that time, I had already noticed that our study counselor, Rika Kasinen, always used to post things like that, different kinds of information comes into our emails. And then when she posted this particular email with different companies requiring the use of students to be able to come in for their trainings, I went through this list of companies and I made my applications, and I was able to get to Arbonaut through one of those emails that she sent to every student.
Where do you see yourself in the future as a future BBA graduate?
Well, as a future BBA graduate, I would say that we've been preparing for this before graduation. Our teachers have been preparing us for the future. And I would say that they used to tell us, they always tell us that we can work in different fields of business. And then we can work in different offices, under different circumstances in an international world. So I would say that I'm flexible enough to be able to work in any part of business, because I believe that in every single industry of any economy, there is a business side to it. And so whether it's in the health sector, energy sector, education, ICT, I think I'll be able to fit into any of this industry as long as it is business related. I'm in for it.
Have you learned any Finnish while studying, and do you think it's important to study Finnish?
Yes, I really think that it's important to study Finnish, because I've noticed that sometimes when I'm in the outside world, apart from being in school or being on campus, at the supermarkets or with some of my friends, sometimes I like to get into communication with them, but because I'm not fluent in Finnish yet, I think that I miss out on little jokes that they tell. And sometimes when they laugh, well, I join in, but I know that I'm missing out on bits and pieces of these jokes. I would not like to miss out on these things in the future. So I would like to learn more. I'm still learning. I'm not where I'm supposed to be right now, but I think that in a few months or in a few years, I think I'll be more fluent. And I don't think any joke is going to pass by without me being part of it.
And do you like living here in Joensuu? And would you like to live and work here in the future as well?
Yes, I do like living in Joensuu because I grew up in a busy city, and right now I noticed that Joensuu is calm, it's full of nature, and where I stay presently, there is a small beach somewhere around there, and during summer, in the evenings when it's warm, it's very, very nice to be there to enjoy nature. It's calming, and sometimes it's soothing to the soul, so it's really beautiful. Recently, I went with a group of students. I got an email from the Students' Union. They posted it for a hiking trip. It's my first hiking trip ever, so it was interesting. Sometimes during the trip, I was a bit tired, but it was really interesting. It was my first time experiencing it, and I think that I would like to experience more. And there was a time when I went kayaking with my friends. It was really beautiful experience. I would like to experience more. Maybe in the future, I might do some skiing. So I would like to try new things. I like nature, and I think that I would like to really live in Joensuu, and then if I'm able to get the kind of professional job that I would like to get in the business field, I would like to stay.
Great. One more thing. What would you say to our applicants who are thinking about applying to Karelia or applying to Finland? What would you say to them?
I would say that on the Karelia University of Applied Sciences website, what you see is what you get. When they tell you, oh, you are going to work in cross-cultural teams with different people, and that you are going to have practical experience while learning, what you see is what you get.
Thank you, Fola Yemi, for the interview.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Folajemi, for sharing your positive experience. Thank you so much, our guests, for joining our Karelia UAS Virtual Fair. Also, please remember to subscribe our newsletter if you would like to learn more about our upcoming events and activities. If you have questions after this event, please don't hesitate to write us. We will be pleased to answer your questions. Please write us emails and so on. So please contact us. We will be happy. And now I would like to thank you so much for coming here. So that's it. Thank you so much. Kiitos paljon. Moi moi.